post SSRI sexual dysfunction. This is, as I mentioned at the top, I didn't know anything about this until he messaged me, and then I saw you on Tucker, and it is just horrific and borderline evil. The sort of long-lasting effects that some of these SSRIs can have on something which is very fundamental to being human, which is sexuality and creation, procreation. Tell me about PSSD.
The PSSD, post-SSRI sexual dysfunction. And so around 70% of people who get on SSRIs will develop some form of sexual dysfunction. So it's
70%.
70%. Yes, 70. So it's really high. You could almost argue that it's the primary effect of the drug. Now, the way it's told to patients is that this is just the price you pay for not being depressed. If you want to be on this medication, you just have to cop some of the sexual dysfunction. But don't worry, it's going to go away afterwards. Well, it turns out that's not the case. And that it's an uncommon side effect, but for some people, their sexual functioning does not return afterwards. And on top of that, they develop a toxicity where they start to have intense dissociation and brain fog. And the way they describe the emotional sort of blunting and dissociation is like, if I were to hug my kid or like my partner, I don't feel any warmth or connection. If I were to hear my favorite song from my childhood that used to give me prickles down the back of my neck, like that's gone. It's like music doesn't sound right. They almost feel like lobotomized and like disconnected emotionally from the world. And so they have sexual dysfunction. They feel lobotomized. And for many people, this doesn't go away. This is crazy because this is a side effect, like a 1 in 216. Like, okay, that's not that common, but if it happens to you, it destroys your life. I mean, this is probably the first thing that everyone should be hearing about when they get put on these drugs, but no one's heard about it. And so it's, like I said, I think if people actually knew this, 9 out of 10 people offered these drugs would go, no, thanks. I'm not going to roll the dice on this, along with all the other problems that I had mentioned. And so I think it's probably the biggest untold story in psychiatry right now. It's gaining more traction. People are talking about it more and more, but everyone needs to know about it.